Hey folks, it's Dennis from the Australian Rock Show. You know, 5 years back we reviewed the EP by Bitzer titled Oz Rock Six Pack. You can hunt down that review on our blog, but I do wish to highlight a comment which my brother ended that review with, which stated, "If you want a taste of the glory days of Oz Rock in 2013, Bitzer deliver the goods in no uncertain terms. 10 out of 10. Top marks there for my brother and high praise indeed. And if you were one of those who purchased that EP, I'm sure you'll be in agreement that it was very well deserved. The good news is, folks, that in mid-2018 we have brand new material from Bitzer out and about, and I got to tell you, this bunch of seasoned musicians have absolutely nailed it. Pedigree Mongrel is the name of the new album, a 10-song collection of some of the coolest and most iconic rock and roll tunage to ever come out of Australia. Before we move on, I must highlight the fact that the players involved in this project are all top shelf, have a wealth of experience, and boy does it show. Steve Mullery, Mick Arnold, Lucy DeSoto, Steve King, Mick Atkins, Skeeny, Mick O'Shea, Steve Edmonds. The names that are listed on their individual rock and roll resumes detailing their past outfits or bands they've played, recorded or been involved with read like a chapter ripped straight from the who's who of Australian rock publication. Rose Tattoo, the Rogue Sharks, Billy Thorpe, Rose Carlio Band, The Poor, Black Label, Judge Mercy, Dragon, Choir Boys, Kevin Borich, Swanee, TMG, the Pete Wells Band. I could go on, but there's no need, as I'm sure you'll agree, there's some real heavyweights of Australian music name-checked amongst that gathering. Countrymen, friends, lend me your ears because the song St. Louis, which happens to be one of my all-time favourite Easy Beats tunes, kicks off Pedigree Mongrel with great force, and I cannot think of a better way to open the album. For me, it's also a wonderful way to honour the great George Young, who passed away in October of last year. Bitzer tackle Down Payment Blues next, with some raw and inspired vocals by Skeeny. It's that very same sound from that throat which hooked me back in the very early 90s when I first heard him and the Poor Boys on What I'd Do to Get a Piece of You. Love it. As a few of you out there might know, drummer Mick O'Shea was apparently shortlisted to replace Phil Rudd on the drum stool for AC/DC's Rock or Bust tour. The boys obviously went for the tried and tested and well-credentialed Chris Slade, no complaints there. And no point looking at what could have been, but just let me state that if you listen to O'Shea's thumping auto drive on Down Payment Blues, he is on the beat and in the pocket. It's there. Superman, an ace lifted from the Vanda and Young deck, was made famous by Alison McCallum back in 1972. It's not an easy tune to tackle, yet on this version by Bitzer, Lucy DeSoto's vocals are spot on. Lucy's got a strong voice. My brother at one point in time owned her two mid-80s releases. It's great stuff, and she really makes this amped up version of Superman her own. It's time more people out there were aware of her. Paul Hewson wrote or co-wrote some of Dragon's best material, with many music fans considering Sunshine his finest moment. For me, this interpretation was the real surprise of the album. Mullery's vocals, Steve Edmonds' lead guitar, I found the whole track downright mesmerising. Spend a quiet moment alone with this one via decent headphones and you'll hopefully get what I mean. I just love this. A faithful and tough as steel rendition of AC/DC's Bad Boy Boogie is up next, and it cooks. Skeeny again gives his all on this track, and it's great. So great that I'm calling this one of the most faithful takes of this song that you're ever going to hear. It's pretty darn authentic, yet it doesn't in any way ape the original found on Let There Be Rock. Much of that authenticity is in part due to the well-oiled rhythm unit of King and O'Shea, a pair who know each other's playing inside out, and it shows. If you've always wondered what a heavied up version of Australian Crawl might sound like, then listen up. Bitzer once again hit the volume on Aussie Crawl's Things Don't Seem, taken from their 1981 album Sirocco, and cranked the absolute hell out of it. And that's also what I love about an album like this. It makes you hear songs which you thought you knew so well from a completely different angle. Love it. Who knows, maybe Bitzer will take a stab at James Rain's Fall of Rome in the future. Another of the highlights on Pedigree Mongrel is a wonderful rendition of Spectrum's I'll Be Gone. Lucy DeSoto's vocals combined with Mick Atkins' stinging guitar give this a thumping country rock flavour, and the results are what I'd call catchy as all hell. And this is just what I was alluding to when looking over the Australian Crawl song. You think you are familiar with a song like I'll Be Gone, and let's face it, it gets played a hell of a lot on the golden oldie stations here. But think again, because the players in the Bitzer outfit will make you sit up and take notice of a song we all know so well. And in my book, that's a pretty cool thing, and I sure hope Mike Rudd gets to hear this version. The tune I remember when I was young, written of course by Matt Taylor, is a track that suits Steve Mullery's vocals so well, and it's as if Taylor penned it with him in mind. John Farnham may have highlighted the tune on his 2005 songbook album, yet he didn't do it justice like Bitzer do here, and it gets the green light from me. There is one further Young and Scott tune to check out, and it's a rollicking take of Dog Eat Dog. No need to reach for a thesaurus. This take kicks ass, plain and simple. And I reckon this foursome of Atkins, Skeeney, King and O'Shea as a live unit could blow the doors off any live venue they played. The album closes out with a blazing and heavy as lead take of the Angels' Run for the Shelter, lifted from their often ignored 1984 album 2 Minute Warning. If ever a song highlighted the vocal strength of Steve Mullery, it's this one. Note perfect and in fine form on this gem, penned by Rick Brewster and Brent Eccles. To summarise, Bitzer once again have delivered the goods, breathing new life into some wonderful and well-known songs with an energy and passion which more people need to hear. There is so much music being released these days, and it's often the case that red-hot rock and roll releases like this often get lost in the frenzied world of social media. Once you check this material out, I just know you're going to want to spread the word about this album because it really is damn good and is deserving of more attention. Excuse the pun, but Pedigree Mongrel is top dog amongst most other releases you're going to hear this year. Highly recommended, and an album you need to add to your rock and roll collection. The album has a release date of the 15th of June. It's available from all the major digital outlets like iTunes, Amazon and Spotify, and be sure to check out Bitzer on their Facebook page at facebook.com/BitzerOzRock. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to check us out online at australianrockshow.com, and please hit that subscribe button to subscribe to this channel, as it helps to keep you up to date with all that's happening in our rock and roll world. And as I've said previously, it's a great way to show your support, and it lets us know that you are digging what we do. We'll see you again soon, but until then, this is Dennis, out.